Napoleon's army has arrived at Egypt, deploying out of their landing boats and marching up the steps towards the Mamluk defenses. They've taken up residence at the base of the pyramids, trying to protect these sacred temples against Napoleon's invasion. But the Frenchman has not lost a battle yet, and he's not about to start now. The Mamluks are looking down the barrel of an explosive gun. Can they defend the pyramids, or will they die trying? Well, boys, since there's so many units on the battlefield, we are going to go in slow-mo for the start of the battle until enough soldiers die and the frames per second get a little bit better. But let's go ahead and press start right here and watch the rounding fire of the Mamluks go up against the French soldiers. The French respond with huge barrages of fire of their own. We've got cannon shots from both sides striking both attackers and defenders. Currently, the front wall of the Mamluks at the top right of the screen getting absolutely tattered by the opening round of fire from the Frenchmen, but the backlines are still doing quite nicely. More cannon shots firing out as well. Now, I know that the Battle of the Pyramids was not actually at the base of the pyramids, it was just nearby to the Pyramids of Giza, and so therefore it's referred to as the Battle of the Pyramids. Now, I'm not super well versed on the history of the Napoleonic Wars. It's just not something I studied in college or anything like that for my major, but it is super fascinating to me, so I wanted to do a fun little recreation, although slightly historically accurate, actually very historically inaccurate. This battle didn't really happen like this at all, but I figure we have such a beautiful pyramid map, we might as well try to make it happen here in Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Born in the Fire America mod. And this map was created by Pixel, who you guys might actually know from some of my Star Wars Galaxy at War mod videos, where he has made some incredible maps for us to play there, so it's fun to go back and visit one of his BITFA maps over this way. Either way, lots of Frenchmen dying. However, they are seeing this small little hut here as a very good blockade for them to actually push soldiers up into, and they're getting nice charges out against the enemy. The Mamluks are defending really nicely over here, but a number of their soldiers are starting to go down as the Frenchmen begin to full charge them over this way and bayonet and melee combat some of them to death. So that is very rough to see, but they're still holding on tight, and this is just the beginning of the defense. Let's go check in on the stair attack. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alright, so here are the stairs over this way where Napoleon has rode in some of his soldiers on some attack vessels. Looks like one of the defenders' cannons over here is gone, but the one up top here is still alive, probably reloading at this point. They have very long reload times, but we'll see if it can manage to get some kills during this battle. Oh, there it is firing, and actually does obliterate one Frenchman right there, but the French soldiers try to attack the cannon, which has a few guards defending it behind these ruins over this way, managing to fire away. Very nice. Now we have one other area of the battlefield, which is going to be over this way. Again, very, very laggy at the start of this battle, so I do apologize for that, but it will get less laggy as we go on. French soldiers in line battle formation kind of starting to scatter as they're under a lot of fire over here. Looks like the Mamluk cannons have taken out a number of the trees in the area over here as they continue to fire away with their cannonballs. This little area over here really reminds me of that first scene in The Mummy where we first see Brendan Fraser's character and he's defending like a wall defense against charging cavalry. That movie is so good. I need to rewatch it soon. I know they made the Tom Cruise version like a few years ago, but I never ended up seeing it. I just heard it wasn't very good. I know they were trying to, like, kind of make that sort of monster universe after the MCU kind of a thing, and then I think that movie just kind of flopped and no one really cared, and so it just didn't end up happening. But they were supposed to do like Dracula and Frankenstein, weren't they? And then they just kind of didn't. Alright, more cannon shots going out, although missing the French army by a wide margin there. If it had impacted the main group there, it would have gotten a ton of kills. The Mamluks over here are defending way better than the other side of the battlefield. Look at this, they've only lost a few soldiers in this area. Meanwhile, the other side is getting pretty torched, so let's go check out the other side. Alright, so this is actually supposed to be the Sphinx right here. It doesn't really look like the Sphinx, but I think it was very difficult to make it, so it does look kind of like the Sphinx, you know, having been blown apart a little bit, I guess, and, just messed up. It's a bit messed up, but that's okay. He tried his best with what limited resources he had. Either way, this front line over here guarding the Sphinx is dying out as these Frenchmen continue to pummel them with oncoming shots. The cannons down here are going down. We're going to start seeing a lot more guerrilla warfare, I think, going forward from the defenders as they start to scatter their troopers, and the survivors are going to be in a little bit more of a tightly controlled positions versus large, you know, line defenses and things like that. It will be more guerrilla warfare, and hopefully they can slow down the Frenchmen before they reach the pyramids. And yes, there is a defensive area inside the pyramids. The doors to the pyramid are open. Obviously, the interior does not look anything like this. It's, you know, more of a series of tunnels if you've seen those videos of them, or if you've been there. But in this case, these pyramids do have like a bottom floor that the Mamluks are going to be defending as well. We have more cannons over here for them, though I'm not entirely sure if they've been really firing or not. They should have been, but who knows. Sometimes Born in the Fire America mod can be rather derpy, to say the very least. The stair troopers are coming through as well, very, very heartily. We've got a number of them dead. However, they are continuing to push through with as many soldiers as possible into this sort of like ruins area that looks like it's been converted into more of a modern day market type of a beat. We got a ton of soldiers just sort of laying in wait over this way, taking pot shots at the enemy that's coming up in the distance over those sand dunes. They should be able to do a pretty nice defense over this way and get a lot of kills before the Frenchmen overtake them, if they do indeed overtake them at all. Either way, why don't we do our first time lapse of the battle? Since it is so laggy, we, you know, need some folks to die so the lag gets better. Let's watch this line battle over here since it's pretty sweet looking. Alright, a few minutes have gone by, and this line is still holding quite nicely. The cannons especially, I think, are helping tremendously. These guys back here are a bit under this bluff, so it's really helping them, but the guys caught out in the open on the right side are getting obliterated. These guys keep trying to peek up and take on the wall defense, but getting shot down before they can really make much of a move at all. Same kind of thing happening over this way. These troopers trying to push in, but getting slapped down the second they crest over that sand dune. Although the French have made some progress down this way, just not a ton. Over here, though, is definitely still where they're doing quite well, managing to push down towards the market now, and they have a nice bit of cover up here as well. So these guys might be the saving grace of Napoleon's army right now, able to fire down, take out as many of these soldiers as possible, and free up some of the troopers on the other side of the battlefield in the progress, or not in the progress, in the process of doing that. We do still have some Mamluk sharpshooters over this way that should be getting some kills, I think. We also still have cannons on the battlefield for the defenders, including, yeah, 2 over this way, who could definitely, you know, put a decent dent into the enemy during this battle. So, you know, they're not out of this thing by any means, but this is a very big push that could result in some serious difficulties for the defenders. So why don't we go ahead and watch this area? All right, more progress has been made by the French army here, and they're kind of trying to size back up into their musket lines and get that kind of rotating fire going, which is a great plan. Any type of suppression in Born in the Fire America mod is so powerful. It's just so hard to do unless you're in any type of line battle formation. So that's actually pretty big for the French up there, and they're also managing to knock out a number of the defenders down this way. So they're doing a pretty good job. That man just tanked a bullet to the head. My God, man. What is that cranium made of? We've got cannons over here still firing away. More troops still alive, but a few going down. Not too horrible, though. The Frenchmen are trying to crest over here and get these kills, but they're just really struggling to do so. This line is holding very well. Let's watch. Four minutes later, and the French are still seriously struggling with these guys. Let's actually go ahead, bump it up to 2 speed, because we are getting into a little bit higher of frames per second. Always a good thing to see. This wall is starting to get cut down because of the Frenchmen. Excuse me. Oh, geez. I just drank some water, and, you know, went down the wrong pipe, had a coughing fit, and I guess it's not done. Either way, oh, just give me a second. Sorry, god dang, I had to pause for a minute. I couldn't stop coughing. Either way. Alright, where were we? These guys are defending, but getting sliced in half by these troopers over this way. In the middle section, more soldiers are starting to die, but they've put up such a nice, solid defense over here. They've definitely earned their place. They have done very nice. I think these Frenchmen are going to continue to push forward, wipe out these guys more than likely, and then sweep to the right side. And also, the guys up on this hilltop, looks like they are now starting to head down into the market beneath. Oh, look at this. They're actually all the way over here now. They're making big progress. We do have one cannon here, which is getting a couple kills, it looks like, but they're starting to get shot down, so they probably won't be around for too much longer. Not for the French. It will be tough to stop the French. Oh, that man just got noggined. God dang, son. My goodness. Look at that. And then we've got a couple of flintlock pistol troopers over here protecting the rear of this. However, I think it's only a matter of time before they end up biting the dust. Wow, big explosion. That must have been from these cannons back here, which do have adequate protection around them. Quite a number of bodyguards over here ready to fight tooth and nail against the French as they try and take out these cannons. So hopefully these can get a number of kills before they end up going down on the battlefield. Over here, these guys, they fail in protecting that cannon right there, and now they are getting shot down from up atop the hill, but at the very least, they're getting kills here and there, and that guerrilla warfare is working out for them for the most part. More and more Frenchmen start charging down the middle. Of course, we still have the interior of the pyramids, so there's still plenty of opportunity to take down the French and stop Napoleon's invasion of Egypt, but for now, it's looking rougher and rougher. Over this way, these Mamluks are, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Mamluk or Mamluk? 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 Maybe? Let me know in the comments how it's pronounced if you guys know. But I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Either way, these guys get completely wiped out over here. One cannon remaining over this way. It looks like they were about to fire and then they just didn't. Very nice. And then, yeah, these guys are, in fact, side-swiping over here, which is going to eliminate a lot more of these troopers over this way. Hopefully, they can at least get a few more French kills before they end up going down. They survived for so long, and they managed to do so much damage, but eventually, the Reaper came for them. They came a-knocking. Oh! Taking out some of the ruins over here, ruining the ruins. My goodness, that man gets shot in the chest. Yoinks! Only two troopers remaining over here, and then a couple more behind those carts over that way. You can see the cannons have been firing quite a bit over here, some having some decent shots, others not doing so well, but they're trying their hardest, boys. They're trying their heart out. It's gonna come down to a game of wits here. Who can survive and outmaneuver the others? We've got plenty of guerrilla warfare coming up, but the French are distributing themselves amongst the ruins really nicely, taking cover, leapfrogging over each other to take ground. They're doing a pretty good job of it right here, I would definitely say. And more cannon shots. That could be a big one. Hold on. Oh, it fell just short. If it hit back here, it could have gotten so many kills. Multi-kills in Born in the Fire America mod are super rare, but when you get them, oh, it's so satisfying. So satisfying. All right, those two suckers are reloading. Let's check back in over here. These guys are almost completely cooked. The French are now, in fact, death charging on forward. Maybe going for a little melee action. Oh, obliterated in the side of the face. God dang, son. One of the cannoneers gets shot right there, goes down. The other guy tries to take over, see if he manages to do anything. But his guards to his right are getting killed now. They're trying their best, but I don't think they're much longer for this world. The French will likely take this position very quickly. It will not be good. Oh, and there goes that trooper right there. The other fella facing away from the enemy gets shot in the face. What's with all these headshots? The French, man. Deadly accuracy. I mean, they did have the strongest standing army at the time in this period. Of course, the British having the strongest navy. The French, they do, in fact, manage to take over that whole area. Now it's purely the market defense over this way. More French are dying over here, but they're gathered up so tightly. They're probably going to make a big balled up push into these guys over here. We've got sharpshooters on multiple levels trying to eliminate the Frenchmen as they come on in. They're working their magic, but will it be enough? Let's watch these guys for a little bit. Most of these troops up here have been shot down as the French slowly make their way forward, but there's still a few alive, and they're continuing to get some nice kills over this way. We've also got some over here firing from the side. They were kind of set up here to defend against attacks over this way, including these guys who never got touched. So the French just never actually angled to come down here, which I guess is good for those fellas, but eventually we will have them fighting. Some guys up top on this hillside doing some sniping as well, and we have a bunch more soldiers over here. It's going to take a little while for the French to actually get into the pyramid here, I think, as these cannons are still going. We've still got a very solid number of Mamluk soldiers ready to defend here, so I think we're nowhere near the actual entrance to the pyramid, but the French, with so many soldiers still alive, I think will be coming to play and managing to get through the door. If they actually can take the interior of the pyramid, that will be another story, because that will be some very close quarters combat going on in there. I don't know if they'll manage to do that, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and watch slight overhead over this way. Okay, the French are finally bursting through the gun positions here. They took some significant losses in doing so. If we look at the top left at the minimap, red are Frenchmen still alive, blue are Mamluk soldiers still alive. Still quite a number of Mamluks over this way guarding this pyramid. This pyramid's guards are pretty much all dead. We've still got the interior, though, so there's still a chance to protect the pyramid over here from the French invasion. I think enough soldiers have died where we can go into normal speed now without any worry for just crippling lag that is horrible to watch. And as we go into normal speed, the firing, of course, picks up, and we start to see more and more troopers of the defenders dying here. Few more Frenchmen over this way as they try and push forward, getting the axe as well. We've got a whole lineup of Mamluks over this way, ready to chop the enemy down. Look at that. Oh, and these guys up on this hill are still alive as well, so we'll still have some cover fire from these blokes. Look at this, actually, all of these guys are still alive. Let's see if any of them have some good kill numbers for us. Let's see. All right, 1, none, none, 1, none, none, 2, and 1. Well, it's better than nothing. Okay, this guy's got none, this guy's got 1. This guy's got 1, this guy's got 2, this guy's got none, this guy's got 1, this guy's got 3, this guy's got 1, this guy's got none, 2, 1, and 1. Not bad. This guy's got none, this guy's got 3, that guy's dead. This guy's got 1, this guy's got none, 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 none. He just died. None, none. None, none. Okay. Well, these guys have a lot of kills. These guys have some kills, and everyone else has pretty much nothing. The French are pushing through the mid here. They're taking more losses as they go, so maybe some of those no-kill boys are going to start to finally get a few here as the French get closer and closer. But it does look like the French will probably take the exterior here. It's just going to take them a little bit. You know, they've been on this grind, this grussel, for quite some time, and it's not ending just yet. But I think they'll have enough soldiers here, and then they also do have some soldiers way back here. We're just kind of chilling. Let's see. We'll kind of bring them forward, just because you can already tell they're kind of glitching. Yeah, might as well just bring them somewhat forward. They've also got their own cannons over here, which this one has no kills, this one has no kills, and this one has no kills. So they have done butt kiss. Get off of those cannons, artillerymen. You are now in the French army, okay? Enjoy your time. You did nothing, and now you must actually go and fight. So just kind of bringing them slightly forward, and then they'll move forward the rest of the way by themselves. So the defenders outside this pyramid over here still holding on. Let's watch. Okay, the very final bits of the exterior pyramid defense are crumbling. One soldier over this way, and then there's still all the guys like back here who actually finally are seeing some action as the French seem to realize, oh, these guys exist, period. So that's interesting to say the very least. Oh, there you go. This guy's coming into melee and he gets the kill. So now, which pyramid will they enter first? This one here or the one over this way? Not totally sure. They might honestly all just go this way and start dealing with these fellas together, like collectively. I'm not totally sure. Are these guys? Yeah, they are going to move this way. So it seems like the French want to deal with the exterior defenders still. These guys currently clapping cheeks just in this little crater, but they're about to get flanked over this way. So I don't see them lasting for much longer. And there we go. Yeah, they are getting flanked. Shots coming in from the other side of the battlefield, missing because obviously they're very far away from them. But that's all right. You know, maybe they'll figure something out. You know, they might as well pepper them with some fire and distract them, and while these guys maybe push in deeper. And yes, there are some more soldiers coming up over the top, firing on in. These guys are kind of tanking it, though. Look at that. They've been shot a couple times and are still alive. That's very surprising. Yeah, they're just kind of holding right now. Crazy stuff. There we go. There's more rounding fire going that way, but yeah, that distraction's actually working because they would definitely have gotten some kills if they fired the other way, but they didn't. All right, let's watch these guys die. Yeah, those guys were knocked out pretty easily after that. So now we get to see which area they're going to go for. Looks like these guys are heading towards this pyramid. Okay, this is the one. Is this the biggest one? Yeah. Well, yeah, this should be the Great Pyramid of Giza, right? I think. I don't know. I'll be completely honest. I don't know the pyramids super well. Okay. Although there is a great channel called History for Granite, and they go over the pyramids, and it's really cool. Oh. You guys are just kind of letting them in? Oh, this guy finally fired. Oh, okay. We're kickstarting this thing again. We're finally seeing these guys fire, and now they have the 10-minute reload break. Very nice. The musket warfare. Here we go. Reinforcements for the Frenchmen coming in. Somewhat. Just shoot him. He's right there. Oh, he gets another shot off. They try shooting him. Wow, this is why very large-scale battles are the only good ones in this era of warfare for Born in the Fire. Because otherwise, when you start getting one-on-one combat like this, it is an absolute travesty. It is atrocious. Oh my god. Come on, guys. Let's go fast speed. Just shoot him. Oh, he killed that guy. What? What is happening? This one soldier... Oh! That guy tried running in and got. Really, truly. God dang. There's another in here. Shoot him! These guys are shooting, or trying to shoot through the wall. That guy's still alive. What is happening? Fellas! It might be because there is a roof on the pyramid, and sometimes roofs really mess with the AI, but they are firing now. A few more Frenchmen over here going down. This guy is still alive? How is that possible? Excuse you? Oh my gabagool. Hey, woke up this morning. Got myself some gabagool. Hey, how about that? Ooh, nice little double kill right there. Beautifully done, lads. Beautifully done. Okay, well, that guy finally did get destroyed by a hailstorm of bullets. These guys in here continue to defend. Is anyone attacking over here, by the way, simultaneously? No. This pyramid is still chilling. Oh, more shots going out. The French take out a couple more soldiers in here. Curious about this area. There's not like a ton of soldiers in the pyramids, since the exterior was their main defense, but I mean, there's still a solid amount. All right, they're missing their shots. There we go. They went tit for tat. Missing shots in a defense like this is really not ideal in the slightest. Like, you guys need to do better. Oh, that Frenchman goes over, butt kicks that guy. He gets shot in the face. Oh, okay. All right. What is happening? Let's just watch for a bit, because this is derpy. Okay, the French are just straight goofing. Like, they come in, they get a kill. Okay, well, now they're doing well. Okay, maybe they're gonna start doing well. I don't know. They're like going back and forth between derping like crazy and then just being ultra efficient. It's absurd. Let's go ahead and see the losses. So red in here are the dead French. Yellow are dead Mamluks. This guy's still alive. He's got a kill. This guy's got a kill. This guy's got no kills. This guy's got a kill. Not bad. Okay, yeah, let's just watch. I don't know what's happening anymore. Alright, the battle for this pyramid is almost over. There's one trooper remaining over this way. He's gonna die pretty soon. Oh no, there was a second, but he died there, and that guy died. Oh, and there's another there. Never mind, there's a few. Now they're getting trampled, though. How is this guy still allowed to live? This is what I'm talking about. Once the combat gets close quarters, this mod devolves. There we go. This pyramid finally... Oh no, there's still another trooper over here. You've got to be kidding me. Buddy. Let's get you over here so at least you're like, here, shoot and then reload, and then hopefully that draws people in. Yes, it does. Good. He might just get shot. I might have just death sentenced him. No, he does get a kill before going down. Nice. Okay, now they should go for this pyramid. Hopefully. Oh, wait. They first got to follow the waypoint lines. Okay, there we go. They followed the waypoint lines and are now heading back out to attack this pyramid after having to touch base in the other pyramid first. Now, this pyramid is a bit more heavily stacked, I would say, especially like this room here looking very stacked. Could get some serious kills, but instead they're circumventing and going, shoot them! My god. Guys, this is... Should I kickstart this? Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, there we go. Exploding in fire everywhere. as we get this thing going. Couple of French guardsmen died over this way. The rest are still alive, though. Another couple died over here, but nothing too tremendous. And is that everyone in the pyramid? Oh, no, there's still a group of them inside the other pyramid. I'll just send them to the door of this pyramid. We've got a few out this way also, just kind of derping. We'll send them this way. And yeah, just any stragglers we'll send to the door of the pyramid here. These guys are deep back here, managing to get some kills. I think the French are probably going to lose at this point. I think the Mamluks have enough defense to really stick it to them, but you never know. Yeah, it's very slow going. Why don't we time lapse, honestly? Well, I think there we go. The French are halting their assault here. They've only got a few soldiers left, and the pyramids inside remain intact. The French losses are in yellow. The red are the Mamluks, and the French took heavy losses throughout the battlefield here. Pretty crazy. Again, fictional battle, but still very fun to watch. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Please be sure to hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.